Hello everyone, I'm Victoria and this is my channel. Welcome. I'm very excited because in today's video we will be reading a news article. Do you like reading? I hope you do because I love reading. And reading the news as well as reading books is the most efficient way of learning or enhancing any language. It's been used for a while, but the problem is time. We just don't have time to read the news, to focus on some new words and vocabulary. That's why I decided to create these videos for my students and for my friends and for you guys, just to help you find useful vocabulary, structures, and interesting text for discussion during your classes. So let's start. You will have a link to the free PDF where you will find the whole article, my comments, useful vocabulary, a list of all the words that we will cover today, as well as vocabulary exercises and answer key. And my favorite, I will share with you some suggestions on how to use ChatGPT to use these new words and to make them active and not just to keep them in your passive vocabulary. So here in this file, you will see a prompt that you can use to prompt Chat to talk to you and use these words. And in addition, if you're a teacher, you can find some useful questions and topics for discussion. Now, when you hear a word e-scooter, or when you see a scooter on the streets, what comes to your mind? Convenient, eco-friendly, perfect for short trips. Great. So why would somebody want to ban it from our streets? Let's read an article and find out. Today we're going to read an article about e-scooters. It's a CNN article. As you can see, it was retrieved in August 2024. And the havoc. Another major city has banned e-scooter rentals from its streets. When you read the title of the article, you can see the word havoc. Havoc, that's how you should pronounce. It means some chaos, confusion, disruption. So something that causes disruption and maybe some disorder. Havoc is uncountable noun, so you cannot say havocs. And usually what causes havoc? Natural disasters. The heavy rain caused havoc across the region, or some strikes, or in this case, an experiment with using e-scooters. So just remember, havoc is confusion, disruption, chaos. Another major city has banned e-scooter rentals from its streets. Has banned from. So you can see the verb to ban something from something. And also I'd like to mention that when you use a preposition after the verb to ban from, you can use a noun, as in here, it's streets, or you can use a verb with an ing ending. Just keep in mind, if you have a preposition, you should use the next verb with an ing or a gerund form. So he was banned from taking part in the competition. You see, from taking part. Let's continue reading. When it comes to wheels, it's hard to deny that rented e-scooters are among the most divisive modes of transportation in the world right now. Well, if you read the sentence, you can see the verb to deny. To deny, it means to say that something is not true, to refuse to accept, yes? So it's hard to deny, it means it's hard to say that it's not true, it's actually true. That rented e-scooters are among the most divisive. Divisive is another good adjective I'd like you to learn. Divisive means something that causes disagreement. For instance, this issue caused disagreement, so it's one of the most divisive modes of transportation, or one of the most divisive issues. We can say a divisive issue. Abortion is a divisive issue in the US politics, for instance. The next word I'd like you to maybe remember and learn is modes of transportation. Modes of means types of transportation. It's a synonym. The micromobility machines have become a common sight on major city streets around the globe in recent years, often praised for being an efficient and sustainable way for people to get around. This is a very rich sentence. We can see here the word collocation, a common sight. It's a good collocation to remember. A common sight means something that you can see everywhere. So bicycles are a common sight in Amsterdam. Yes. And remember, when you talk about streets, you can say on the major city streets. Prepositions are very, very important. So when you read an article or some other literature, books, pay attention to prepositions around the globe in recent years. So then you have praised for. To praise somebody for something, it means to approve, to give your approval or to express approval for something. So these micromobility machines, and these are little tiny lightweight vehicles like scooters, have been approved for. Again, you can see the preposition for, and the next verb being is used with an ing. This is what I was telling you before. And then an efficient and sustainable, two great adjectives. Efficient means effective, something that allows you to achieve the maximum result and, with a minimal wasted effort and time. So reading the news is the most efficient method of learning any language. Sustainable. Sustainable is a very popular word right now. It's an adjective and it's used when we talk about something that is developing or, not rapidly, but gradually developing. And it's not harmful to the environment. That's a key aspect. So sustainable business, for example. And something else I'd like you to remember from this part of the article is to get around. It's a very popular verb, which means to move or to travel around the city. So using e-scooters is maybe the easiest or the most convenient way of getting around. So you can use this word and use the phrases that we learned. But their presence has also raised cries for tighter controls, thanks to an increase in accidents and complaints that they are causing chaos on sidewalks and streets. When you read the sentence, you might wonder what this means. So has also raised cries. First of all, you can see that this is present perfect, has raised, and also this phrase is interesting. To raise cries for something means to ask publicly for something to be changed. This phrase is typically used when we talk about something that causes maybe a strong reaction from people, strong protest, something that people are not happy with. So this issue raised cries for tighter controls. And to raise a hue and cry, I wanted to give you also this idiom. It means to protest angrily against something. That's another way of using this phrase. Look at this example. If the school stops serving lunch, the students might raise cries for the lunch to come back. It's a funny one, obviously, but there are more serious situations when this phrase can be used. When we read it, you can see thanks to. It's always nice to remember and to learn phrases with prepositions. So just keep in mind. And then you can see an increase in accidents and complaints. Another interesting word is complaints. Complaints means some kind of statement, official statement that something is wrong. And the verb that is derived from this noun is to complain about something. So they complained about violation of their rights, or there was a complaint from the employees, for example. To cause chaos, they are causing chaos. You can see that's also a good collocation to remember. We use the verb to cause chaos. And here, as you can see, it's present continuous. They are causing chaos because it's a developing situation. Officials in the Australian city of Melbourne have decided to take things even further by banning electric scooter rentals altogether, citing safety concerns following hundreds of complaints and accident reports as the reason for the move. When you read the sentence, you can see again a preposition by, and then the next verb is in with ing ending in gerund. So they decided to take things further by banning, by banning. So just keep in mind, that's very, very crucial. And the next interesting phrase is citing safety concern. So concerns, what does it mean? To cite, it means to refer to. So to cite safety concerns means to point out or to mention, to refer to these safety issues, safety-related issues as a reason for some actions. In this case, they cited these safety concerns as a reason why they had to ban electric scooter rentals in the city. Okay. As you remember, there was this concert cancellation, Taylor Swift's concert cancellation in Vienna in August. And so we can say that the concert was canceled, citing safety concerns, because that was the case. On Tuesday, Melbourne City Council voted to end contracts with its two e-scooter operators, Lime and Neuron, giving them 30 days notice to remove their vehicles. On Tuesday, remember, when we talk about days of the week, we use on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday. And then you can see a verb voted. So you know what it means, and in this case, it means to express their opinion officially or choice to end contracts with its e-scooter operators, giving them 30 days notice. So in this case, the word notice is interesting because it has a couple of meanings. It can be a sign, like a physical sign giving some information, but it's not the case here. So it's basically a warning, official information or a warning to do something. So they had 30 days notice. It means they had to terminate or to finish their activity, to end their activity in this region within 30 days. And then there is this tricky word, vehicle, vehicle, vehicle. A lot of students struggle pronouncing it because we can see that the H letter is not pronounced vehicle. So try to practice. This was an opportunity to end the havoc on Melbourne's footpaths and make our city safe again, Melbourne Mayor Nicholas Rees reportedly said in a press conference on Wednesday. Okay, to end the havoc, you remember the word havoc from the title of this article, and then you can see an interesting adverb, reportedly. Reportedly means according to what people say about it, reportedly. So they have been reportedly dating for a few days, so people, or for a few weeks. People say it is true. You can read it in some news about celebrities. And again, on Wednesday, remember. I've heard in recent days from residents, from traders, from visitors to Melbourne, literally begging us to bring the trial to an end to make our city safe again. So here we can see this verb begging, to beg. To beg somebody to do something means to make this urgent request, like, please, please, please don't leave me. Begging. And in this case, they literally asked in literal, meaning of this word to bring the trial to an end. And this is an interesting word, a trial. A trial has a couple of meanings. It could be a hearing in a law court. So when somebody gives some statements, but is that the case here? No. In this case, it means a test, like an experiment, a period of time when we are conducting some experiments. We are testing something, whether it's going to work or not. So, and there is this interesting phrase, verb, to bring this trial to an end. To bring to an end, it means to finish, to end it. Melbourne began its short-lived love affair with e-scooters in 2022 when the Victoria state government kicked off a 2-year trial, calling them an accessible, environmentally friendly, and cost-effective way to travel. So you have a very good phrasal verb here, to kick off. To kick off means to start. And also you can see a 2-year trial. We discussed the word trial, what it means. So 2-year trial is a collocation. It means that it lasts 2 years. According to the Cities Ride report, an average of 7,800 daily trips were made on micromobility vehicles, including 6,800 on e-scooters in Melbourne in recent years. In this sentence, the most valuable probably are these numbers, because sometimes people are not sure how to read numbers. 7,800 and 6,000. Global bans and crackdowns. Melbourne isn't the only major city having second thoughts about the benefits of e-scooters. Well, if you read this title, you can see crackdowns. And what does it mean? A crackdown is an action by an authority to stop some bad behavior. For instance, the government announced a crackdown on illegal gambling. So it banned it, or, took some measures to stop it. Now, when you read the first sentence in this paragraph, you can see having second thoughts. To have second thoughts means to change your opinion, to start reconsidering or rethinking your previous decision, right? So maybe after having moved to another city, she started having second thoughts about her decision. Maybe it wasn't a good one. Okay. Paris, one of the biggest e-scooter riding cities in Europe, voted to ban rented electronic scooters in 2023. Copenhagen banned them in 2020, then reintroduced them the following year, but with strict new rules. Barcelona has partially banned them in historic parts of the city since 2016. In London, privately owned e-scooters remain illegal for use on public roads, but public trials have been running with 3 operators since mid-2021. So what we can choose from this paragraph. To reintroduce, it means to start using something again, to put something in use. So then they banned and then they started using e-scooters again the following year, but restricted maybe usage and introduced some new rules. Then you can see wonderful adverb partially. Partially, it means not fully, but in some parts. And then you can see some grammar that I would like to highlight. Public trials have been running since mid-2021. So you can see here we should use present perfect continuous because this action started in the past and is up till now. So that's why we need to use that structure. So as you can see, while reading an article, you can pick a lot of interesting vocabulary, and you can also analyze some structures that you mastered before, but you were wondering where to use them and how often they are used. I'm not going to read the rest of the article, but I prepared for you some comments and notes with some examples. As you can see here, the continuation of the article, and you can see the verb to curb. To curb means to control or limit something unwanted. And in this case, it's about the trial with the e-scooters. The trial has helped curb the city's carbon emissions. So that's a positive trend. According to, I highlighted this phrase, then you can see to urge, it means to strongly advise or to try to persuade somebody to do something. So they urge the city to improve safety measures. To intervene means to become involved in a difficult situation in order to improve. So to take some measures, intervene, you can see here said You can see Premier of Victoria said that the state may intervene in response to the city's decision. Then you can see an adjective stranded. Stranded literally means left in a difficult situation often without means to leave or to return somewhere. And you can find many other interesting words here, so prepared for you. And here is the rest of the article. So that's all for today. I hope you picked some useful vocabulary and interesting words from this article. And also you can think about to ban or not to ban. That is the question. And don't forget, you can download a free PDF file with all the words we covered today, extra activities, as well as my recommendations on how to use ChatGPT to use these new words and phrases in conversations. So subscribe so that you have some notification and information about new videos about reading the news on my channel. See you soon.